Talking about hundreds of lives here that have been impacted by alleged sexual abuse by clergy, all within the Diocese of Bridgeport. 281. That's the number of people the diocese itself says were abused by 71 priests over the last 65 years.
Who are the victims? According to the Diocese of Bridgeport, a large majority fall into this category, ages 11 to 14. And more than 75% of these 281 victims were male. The decade when the diocese says there was the most abuse was in the 1970s, when there were 114 victims. But this new report also says the abuse and a systemic cover-up of the abuse started long before that and continued long after.
And we're committed to ensure that this grave crime and grave sin will never happen again in our midst.
Bishop Lawrence Sheehan's administration was in charge from 1953 to 1961. Bishop Walter Curtis was at the helm from 1961 to 1987. And Bishop Edward Egan from 1988 to 2000. Egan was later elevated to serve as Archbishop of New York and then American Cardinal. Retired Connecticut Superior Court Judge Robert Holzberg was tasked with compiling this new report.
They viewed their obligation, they being Bishops Egan and Sheehan, not to protect the victims or the young people of the diocese principally, or the congregation or even their fellow priests, but rather to protect the institution.
Sheehan died in 1984, Curtis in 1997, and Egan in 2015.
And Holzberg says no instances of abuse have been reported since 2008 and that the diocese has paid more than $56 million in abuse settlements over the years. But this right here is the number that should stick in your minds. 281 victims in just the Diocese of Bridgeport. And the church acknowledged today that because records and files were intentionally destroyed, many more victims could still be out there.